I started very early. Then I think it was just that one time. I never did it again till I finished SS and we had a party. I remember very well somewhere around. There was a club called Indigo. I was around there. That's when I started smoking. Then after that, like for like 2 days, 3 days, that was it. But then when I got to university and there was more freedom and I got into a group of friends who were doing it, initially it became like a fun thing. You know, we step out of class, go and drink, go and smoke, come back. Sometimes we never come back to class.
We are working so hard to bring you the voices that matter and to tell the most inspiring stories. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to become part of our growing community. Hello, lovely people. Welcome back on another episode on Time with Julius. Our guest today is a gospel musician, a Ghanaian gospel musician, a songwriter and a producer who is known for his unique style, you know, blending gospel music with Afrobeat influence. We've got Perez Musik in the studio. How are you, mister?
I'm good. How are you, Tim?
I'm good. Was it a long journey here?
You don't want to talk about that.
I don't know. I get that a lot. People always struggle to get here.
Yeah.
Where did you come? Was it Dansuman?
Yeah, I'm coming from Dansuman. Yeah.
Dansuman.
Yeah.
I say, how did you find it?
It's quite far, but I was coming from Dansuman, which is where my studio is. But if I was coming from home,
yeah,
that one day would have taken me like 2 days to get here.
Oh, really?
But anyway, Chalam, yeah, that's the most important thing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm honored for you to be here today. Why? So your name, your brand name is Perez Musik, but you are from Togo, right?
Right.
So where is the Perez Musik from? How'd you come up with the Perez Musik?
So Perez is actually a biblical name, which means breakthrough. And I just took the name because I believe in the power of names, and I believe names carry they carry strength. So I would rather that, for me, anytime somebody calls me Perez, I feel like you're prophesying over my life. You're prophesying breakthrough over my life, you know. So it sounded a bit more strong for me. So from the very day I had the name Perez, I'm like, okay, that's cool. It sounds very different. At least people will ask what the meaning of the name is. It will raise questions. Rather than using Frank. Frank was just too common. And my other name is New Kind. And there's already an artist in the industry, my big brother, called New Kind. And I can't be New Kind Jr. So I had to find something that can distinguish me and something that both can be people locally and internationally can resonate with. So I chose Perez.
It
was a name I chose. Yeah.
Okay, that's obviously that's part of the creativity.
Right.
It sounds unique when you hear the name Perez. You'll be thinking, so is it a band or is just you?
No, my name is Perez. Like, it's just me, Perez Musik. I just added the music just to, because I also realized that there are lots of people in Mexico and all these people with the name Perez. So I need to add something to it, something different, you know, something that can, you know, differentiate me from the norm.
All right.
So yeah, it's Perez Musik, like the way you have Mali music. Yeah.
Perez Musik. Okay, thank you. Well done. So let's talk about your background, your history.
Right.
Because I understand you've been through a lot to get to where you are today. You know, you've been through you had your darkest moments, you know, where you've been through depression, addiction and that.
Definitely.
Could you take us back and talk a little bit about your addiction? How did you get into like smoking addiction?
For me, I don't think if anybody, Bible even says that we should confess our sins one unto another. So for me, if you're having struggles or you're battling with something, a lot of people are dying of it because they cannot talk about it. So for me, talking about it, it shouldn't be a problem. I don't think that anybody should judge anybody because of the fact that maybe somebody's struggling with a vice or something, because we all have our demons, you know. Maybe you know about mine, but yours maybe killing you within, but you can't talk about it. So, but for me, it started off when I was somewhere. The first time I actually touched a cigarette was when I was in secondary school. We went out, and out of excitement, you know, everybody was having fun, so trying to have fun. That's the thing in level when Form 2 or third term or Form 1 or so. I started very early. Then I think it was just that one time. I never did it again till I finished SS and we had a party. I remember very well somewhere around. There was a club called Indigo. I was around there. That's when I started smoking. Then after that, like for like 2 days, 3 days, that was it. But then when I got to university and there was more freedom, and I got into a group of friends who were doing it, initially it became like a fun thing. You know, we step out of class, go and drink, go and smoke, come back. Sometimes we'd even come back to class. But then at the point I was like, you know, this thing is useless. Then I stopped. But then when life's challenges hit, and I had to deal with one or two family issues, and there was nobody to depend on. Family had left you, everybody had given up on you. And even in your quest to even do, like even become what God has called you to be, or even to become what you desire to be, sometimes frustration and depression sets in, because waiting is very difficult, you know. And if you don't get the right support system around you, you don't get the right people around you to support you, it becomes too much for you to bear. And people who can promise, oh, I'll be there for you, I'll stay through with you, and then they leave you in the middle of the journey, sometimes also gets very difficult, and that also hurts. So to some extent, I think it was that in that moment of loneliness, how we saw it, like I had a relapse. You know, I entered into that zone again. But I'm not going to say it was good, but I feel like it was necessary, because it became a very great wake-up call for me, you know. I sort of found some proper direction. I sort of understood why it wasn't necessary to live that kind of life, you know. Yeah, I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Yeah. So what did you go through that made you think, you know, you don't want this life anymore? You have to turn your life around.
Well, I just got to a point where I realized that, listen, the essence of life is beyond just shallow pleasures. It's beyond just surface satisfaction. You know, you drink, you get high or you smoke, and after topmost 45 minutes, you're back to zero again. You need to get on another. I was like, yo, this cycle is not right. There's something not. Yeah. And you know, it takes control. It takes the control from your hand. And I'd love to be in control. I would want to be in control. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Because what I think what happens is a lot of people drink or like smoke, you know, because they want to get away from their reality, you know. And as you said, even if you...
When you wake up in the morning, it's still there. The bills are still there. They don't disappear.
Anyway.
So if that's your reason, if that's the reason for drinking and smoking, then that's flawed, because it never solves any problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're smoking, if you're drinking for your recreational purpose, that one is up to you. But if just because you want to get out of a certain situation, no, it doesn't change anything. It's just a mirage, you know. Yeah.
Is that the same thing that got you into depression?
No, well, those are very personal things that I'm not ready to really talk about yet. But life happened. That's all I can say. Life happened. You know, sometimes you make choices. You get acquainted with people, and at a point you realize, I know maybe there's no compatibility. Excuse me. You realize that there's no compatibility, but maybe you might have gone in deep, you know, and yeah, it can really set you off. Yeah, it can really set you off and derail you, and it takes a lot of grace. Yeah.
Because I'm more keen about, because people like you that have survived from these things, and you are very open to it, like very vocal about
right.
It. Obviously, you want to encourage people that are into that in that same situation.
Definitely.
That there's hope they can come out of it.
Right.
So when we have this kind of conversation, I just want people to understand that if you are in this, you're not alone, or this is what maybe someone went through, or this is how they go out of it. So maybe they can also add their own, you know, skills or something to come out of it. Because it's very important for us to be talking about these things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I ask you. So at what point did you start music?
Well, I've been doing music for a very long time. I think way back in class 5. That's when I recorded my first set of demos and stuff. But I started doing gospel music somewhere around 2014. Yeah, 2014. That's when I fully gave my life to Christ, and then I realized that the essence of my existence is to just use my gifts, my strength, and everything that I have, just to serve the Lord. So that's what that's when. So that's about 10 years ago.
Right.
Is it? Yeah, 10, 11 years ago. That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back then, yeah.
And then why did you start? Was it because you had a lovely voice and you just wanted to share it? Or you look at the choir and then think, actually, I can do this.
Well, that's one of it. That's one. That's one.
Oh, you had a divine calling.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I've always had the desire to do music. And I received a lot of prophecies, even when I was young, you know. But funny enough, most of the prophecies that I received actually said that I was going to be a pastor. I was going to be a man of God. And I also knew that what I'm doing now is just similar to preaching on the pulpit, but I'm preaching through music, you know. Yeah. So I've had encounters. I've had 1 or 2 encounters, and that confirmed to me that this is what you're supposed to do. So I decided that, you know, initially I was being stubborn. I was being stubborn because I'm like, Charlie, I can do a lot of things. By the grace of God, I'm gifted in several things. Why don't I go and look for some job and make my money? Because this thing, money nowadays, there's literally money.
And it's a gospel music as well.
Of course, if it was secular cry, you know, baby, shoot, but nightclub. But we can't do that. So for me, it was a difficult decision, you know. Yeah, it was a difficult decision, but it was worth it. But it was hard. It was hard. Even when I decided to do gospel, or even when I decided to do music, you know, I lost a lot of people, lost family, lost friends, you know, because I wasn't the old person that they knew. And people who also came around when I started, probably they also thought that within 2-3 years, everything should be rosy. But it takes time. You know, it takes time. And it's not about me. It's a calling. I'm working for someone. So until God says that this is the time for you to shine, there's nothing you can do about it. So for me, I just had to be patient and keep going. And I kept on. But yeah, we are here.
Yeah.
And we thank God.
And was there any turning point? Because as you said, you were stubborn and you didn't want to accept that.
So that turning point, the honest truth is that turning point, that started everything. It was actually a broken heart, right? You know, it was actually a broken heart. Somebody broke my heart in a very beautiful way, nice way, very necessary way. And but I felt like it had to happen. It had to happen to wake me up, to realize that, listen, there's deeper to life than this. Yeah. And I enjoyed the broken heart. I really did. It was enjoyable.
So it broke you and it made you.
Yeah, it broke and made me. Yeah. It broke me and Jesus pieced me together.
So everything that happens, because I keep saying everything that happens for a reason.
Yeah, that's what the Bible says. All things work together for good for they that love the Lord and are called according to His purpose. Yeah. So yeah, it had to happen.
Yeah. So I'm so glad that you did not give up, because obviously look at the souls that you are.
Right.
You know, it's very. Imagine if you broke, if you lost hope. You know, and
no, but there were times that I lost hope. Yeah, I mean, it's only human. You know, even Elijah at the point had to run and go and hide somewhere. Was telling God that, listen, they've killed all your prophets. I'm left to know. And God told him that, no, don't ever think like that. I have prophets, about 300 of them in reserve, hidden in caves. So it's not about you. I mean, we all get to that point where we sort of like feel like giving up. Life hits us, but the most important thing is to always know who your root. For me, I know who my root is, or who my strength, my foundation, my pillar is, and that's God. So if anything, I just run back to Him. No matter how far out I have gone, I just run back to Him.
Because it's so okay to feel like you've lost hope. It's so okay to feel down, but just always remember, because these things happen. You are human.
It's okay to cry.
Go through it. It's okay to cry. But just always remember this is saying that you can hurt someone, for knocking you down, or you can blame someone for knocking you down, but you can never blame anyone for not getting back up.
Yeah, it's up to you.
And the person might knock you down. They'll go and mind their business.
Yeah.
To get
That's the most important thing. Yeah. It's always about being resilient, being tenacious, because life will hit you. It's never been a smooth road. Like, even look at how you came out from your mother's womb. It wasn't easy. Yeah, they had to pull you out. So it's not good. Life is life. And when you came out, you were crying. Just to let you know that life is not, it's not a joke. It's not easy. I mean, the easiest thing to do is to give up. That's the easiest way like the surest way or the easiest way to live life is to just give up. I don't know if you've seen this madman before. Yeah. So if you want to live that life, it's actually very easy. But if you want to achieve something, or you want to leave an impact, or you want to have any essence in this life, it's not easy. It takes work. It takes hard work, determination. Yeah.
And there's ups and downs, like a roller coaster. That's like
the funny thing is, the higher you go, the bigger the challenges. Yes. The higher you go, the bigger the challenges. The kind of rooms you sit in change. The kind of conversations you have changes. Or like you need to grow. You need to grow with the growth mentally. You also need to put your mind there. Yeah, it takes quite a lot.
And it's sad that it's not a lot of people that get it. Get that. It takes time to build what you need, because nothing is built over a day.
No.
Everything happens.
I always say that for me, one of the things, God talks to us in so many ways. Even nature speaks to us. There's nobody that will plant a seed that will reap the fruits of that seed in a day. It takes time. And sometimes you have to. The seed has to die. Do you understand? It first has to die in the ground before. So you might be in your darkest moment. You might be in your weakest spot. But the most important thing is the perspective from which you see it. Am I going through this to kill me? No, I'm going through this to come out stronger. Do you understand? Until you enter, even the Bible says, until a seed enters into the ground and dies, there's no way you can grow. You can go and bear fruit.
Yeah, I agree so much. Let's talk a bit about your creative process. When creating music, how do you start? Do you start off with scripture?
No.
Do you start off with a prayer? Do you start off with a melody?
Well, it varies. You are inspired differently at different times for different reasons. There are songs I've written by reading the Bible, or songs that I picked straight from the Bible. There are songs that sometimes there's a song. I've not even recorded a song. I was sleeping and I heard the song being sung in my ear.
Okay.
That's about some years ago. I heard the song being sung in my ear. And then I had to get up, record like a voice note of it and keep it. Yeah. So it comes in. Sometimes you can be driving. Somebody can say something, one word. Sometimes you can read something. Sometimes it can start from a thought. Yeah.
Okay. And do you sometimes get stuck and be like, oh God?
See, I have thousands of songs written that all I have is the first line.
Right.
All I have is maybe the chorus. It happens.
Right.
Sometimes you can write a song today, and then you would get the rest of the verses about 2 years after. Yeah, it happens.
And then sometimes you even feel like it is not the right time for it. Even if you
you feel like, no, you know what, nah.
Yeah. All right. So as you just explained, talking about the way you create your music, obviously, there's no way we're not gonna talk about your music. Your God music. I know you can sing in God, you can sing in English, and and then even Chi, but most of your songs are done in God. To me, the reason why I'm asking this, because it takes only brave people to do that. Do you know what I mean? Because when I hear your music, it's in God. I understand it. It's so catchy.
Right.
And someone that only started like 10 years, like coming to the main,
right.
Exactly. About 10 years ago, and then you've been through so much to get to a point where you want to do gospel music, and you did not do it, even though the English and the Chi dominates, in terms of the gospel in Ghana. You did not do that. I know there's a lot of beautiful songs in God. What made you choose that? Okay, I want to do this in Ga, even though you can do it.
Well,
you can do it in Tree.
Well, I actually have a lot of songs in English,
Mm.
and I have quite a number of songs in Tree too. But I also have some songs. Funny enough, I think my Ga songs are relatively fewer than my other songs. But the Ga songs are the ones that people hear, and they're the ones that people like. And like you said, it's a brave move, and I've been doing that for about the past 4 years. I've been focusing on that aspect for a while, and it's a brave move. The industry is more Tree inclined, actually, even more Tree inclined than English. English is now sort of like making wave, but the Tree is more. And I get, I want to know to cheer, but it's not like it's intentional, or it's not like for me, I just feel like that's how I am able to express myself creatively. You know, and it's my first language. You know, that's my mother tongue, so I'm able to speak it. And I also believe that the language is part of my culture, and it's a culture that I also need to help preserve for years to come. So. That's why sometimes I sing in Ga, and it's not. I think that maybe when the Holy Spirit is speaking to me, He speaks Ga. So that's why. As on a lighter note, but that's how I feel sometimes. But I have some upcoming projects, solid projects that are in other languages.
That was gonna be my next question.
Yeah, I have some projects coming up in some other languages, and I usually don't like to talk about my upcoming projects till I'm done. So, but we have some things coming up. Okay. Some things coming up with a global focus. Oh, very soon. I just released one new song recently, the Mini Mafe. Yeah, Mini Mafe. And before that, I released one English song, Lord You're Beautiful, featuring Pastor Azar. So, yeah, we're on a certain trajectory. So, we're pushing. Yeah. Small.
Is it rewarding to do gospel music? Because
when you ask if it's rewarding financially,
financially, that's what I mean.
Okay, if that's what should I say? Is it rewarding? It's rewarding. In as much as that's not the main focus for what we do, money plays a big role. Bible says money answereth all things. We need money for recording. We need money for studio. There's a team you work with. You need to pay them. Unfortunately, the gospel industry doesn't pay as much as some other industries do, but I also believe that it's just a matter of time, and it's an issue of the season you find yourself in. So for me, so far so good. God has been the ultimate provider, regardless, and we started from zero, but we are not at zero. You know, we've gotten to a point, so we are grateful, and I also believe that there'll be a season of abundance, definitely. So yeah.
So would you encourage people, upcoming gospel artists, to keep doing it? Because I'm sure a lot of people will be thinking, they really want to do the gospel, that they don't see the, do you know what I mean? They don't see it.
No, then you shouldn't, because the truth is, this is not the essence, or this is not the reason why we do what we do. Okay. You see, I always say this, and I'll say it here. God doesn't reward effort. What God rewards is motive. That's what God is interested in. Your motive, not your effort. Anybody at all can put in the effort. But the question is, why are you doing what you're doing? If you want to come and do gospel because of money, then I'm sorry, please sit home. You can't. You would get corrupted. Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. So if the love or the reason why you're doing gospel is because of money, forget it. Because anybody can sell anything to you and you buy it because you want money. Do you understand? But if your motive is because you feel called, your motive is that you want to bless souls, your motive is that you want to redeem souls into the kingdom, God will take care of you. For that one, when you hit challenges, when there's no provision, when there's the dry season where you might have to eat gari and sugar with no milk, no I don't even like milk, with no granite, sugar, morning, afternoon, evening, where maybe all you have to live on is a loaf of bread and pure water, and you have to do that for a while, you might not be able to do it because and then this is not where you're supposed to be. Find some other business, to do. Yeah, but
So you need the strength.
you need a strength, you need a mental capacity, you need to be convinced, convicted, you need to be engrossed in it. It should be, you know, it should be you. Like, it should be you wake up, sleep, eat with it, you know, and money shouldn't be the focus. And it's not just about even this gospel, it's about anything you want to do as a young man.
Yeah.
Anything you want to do as a young woman, and once you set your mind to it, if you make money your number one reason for doing it, no. Service to humanity, wanting to bless souls, all these things we are enjoying, the cars, the technology, is because somebody just wanted to make life better for other people. Not because, oh, let me create the light bulb to make money. No, I want to create a light bulb because at night it's too dark, and let me look for a way to get renewable energy. You know, all these things are stemmed from love for humanity. You know, and so if your main purpose for doing anything, not just gospel, anything, is because you want to make money, I'm sorry, you might never make enough.
Because you get to a point where you expect the money is not there. That's where you.
And even when the money is coming, you might be willing to do just anything. You might be willing just to do anything for their money, because the money is your purpose.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we are suffering in this country. People will do whatever they can, whatever they must do just to make money. They don't think about their neighbor. Yeah. They will do anything. That's why somebody will take money to build a hospital, and they will not build a hospital. They'll sit on the money. Meanwhile, the people in the community are suffering, but they've taken the money. In fact, the contractor has been fully paid. Somebody will be paid to make roads, and they'll just put the quota on the road and just leave it. Meanwhile, they've been fully paid to construct the state of the art. So if money is your focus for whatever you do, you might never get it right.
Okay. So, you know, people that want to do music, like gospel music, yeah, can I just wake up? If I have a passion for it, you know, that this is what I want to do for God, this is what I want to contribute, you know, as a human being, right? Can I just do it, or do I have to wait for the divine calling? You know?
Oh, no, you can.
Would I prosper if I do it because I really want to?
What's the definition of prosperity?
Like successful.
Successful from whose perspective? Prosperous from whose perspective?
From
your perspective?
Yeah, from my perspective, yeah. In terms of like the message.
Then you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
You're doing it for yourself, because what you may count as success is not what God will count as success.
Okay.
Yes. When Cain and Abel brought their sacrifice, they all believed that we've given to God. But God had a criteria. Do you understand? Yeah. So what is, you may think that, oh, okay, I'm doing this thing here. People are sending, people are liking it. Oh, the video has gone viral. No, your song going viral could be your measure of success. But that's not what God is looking at.
But maybe to me, that's also a way of spreading the word of God.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, that from your perspective, that's your success. You know, I always say that effort is not what God rewards, it's the motive.
Okay.
Do you understand? So if your motive is right and you release a song and it doesn't go viral, but you have like 5,000, 10,000 people listening to the song, you'll be happy because you know that you are blessing about 5,000 souls. But if you are comparing yourself to other artists who are getting 1 million, 2 million, 10 million views, you might end up being frustrated. But probably that's not what God wants for you. I don't know if you understand what
I get you. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay. So you can, back to the question. So that means you can just do gospel music if you feel like.
Yeah, I mean, if it's something that you're passionate about, people do it as their hobby. People also do it as their calling.
Okay.
So it depends on you.
Okay. So let's talk about your 3 music nominees. So you've been nominated for the male vocal.
Like male vocal, I think gospel artist, gospel song, yeah, English gay.
Yeah. What should we expect from you? Are you gonna
from me?
Yeah.
Let's see what they'll say.
I mean, are you excited for it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's beautiful to know that whatever you're doing is being recognized and it's been appreciated by your peers and your generation alike. So for that, we give thanks to God. Yeah.
we're in an election year,
Mm-hmm.
a very hot year.
Right.
You know what I mean? And before, just before that, do you belong to any political party?
Oh, well, I believe that that's my personal.
So
It's not something that I would want.
a certain political party comes to you to do music,
No.
straight in, no.
No. My political affiliation. I believe that as a patriotic citizen, you need to partake in the selection or the choosing of your leaders.
Okay.
I believe that is very important because if you don't vote, silence means consent. So whoever is put there as your leader, you just have to go with it like that. So I believe that I need to be able to have a political affiliation purely based on policies, policies that I believe that will either benefit society as a whole and also benefit whatever industry that I'm also working in. Be that is the creative industry. So I also believe that it's very important that you exercise your franchise as a patriotic citizen. Yeah, I believe that. I strongly believe that. Yeah.
And then would you not want to encourage your followers to do so?
Of course, I would, but I would not direct their choice. For that's not my position. That's not my decision to make. I am not a politician.
You have your own direction.
I have my direction. Politics can be very tricky.
Yeah.
So the fact that you like my music doesn't mean that you must follow the political figure or party that I think at the time. Because I can change my mind at any time, and I believe that I have every right to do so. It's the same way you also have every right to do so. So I cannot influence your decision in any way. Yeah.
Because a lot of your colleagues are doing like music. I mean, they're doing.
It's tricky. It's tricky because Ghana's democracy is still young. A lot of people are still understanding like things. So if I see my favorite musician singing for a different political party, it could be two. It could either trigger resentment for him in the party, or it could either influence me because I like him. I would vote for that party just because my favorite musician is there, which I don't think is supposed to be. That if anything at all, we would rather or must rather be ambassadors of peace. We must rather be the channel where we direct people to think properly, not sway their Meanwhile, you've gone to take some small money. Yeah. But I mean, for some people, it's business. So that's what I understood on their side too. Yeah.
It's gospel music. Has it turned into business now?
There's the business of the ministry. There's the ministry. And when I say business, I'm talking about administrative management of the business, of the ministry. Because if you don't have that mindset and you run it like day-to-day charity affair, you might end up losing. You understand? There has to be some administrative setting around whatever you're doing. So there's the business to it. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for coming. Is there anything that you want to talk about that I didn't give you the opportunity to talk about?
Well, I have some new works out there. It's on all streaming platforms. It's on Spotify, iTunes. It's on YouTube. Just type Perez Musik, and then you would find some very beautiful playlists also up there. Just enjoy the music, stream the music, share the music, pray with the music. The more you share the music, is another tool of evangelism. So let's make it go.
So we can find them everywhere, like
Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Amazon, everywhere on all streaming platforms. Yeah, and you can follow me on social media. Perez Musik 233, PEREZ or ZMUSIK 233. 233 is a country code for Ghana, so you just added to it.
So guys, as we wrap up today's inspiring conversation with Perez Musik, whether you are an upcoming artist or someone that's going through a lot in life, just remember to stay strong. Let's use Perez's story as a reminder to ourselves that every setback is a setup for a comeback. Let's stay strong, and let's remember to connect with Perez Musik as well, because he's doing amazing stuff, he's doing good music, and also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.